everyone, thanks for joining us today. In this video, we're going to be interviewing our sponsors and giving them the opportunity to tell the community what they do. Really what we need to be doing is lifting each other up. So we're very excited to feature them today and for them to tell you why they chose to support Charleston Playhouse. We're very excited to introduce them to you. I am here today with George Reith, who is the chairman of the Lens Foundation, which stands for Law Enforcement Neighborhood Support. He has been so instrumental in the support of Charleston Playhouse. He actually was one of our first major donors.
We started this whole process about 1.5 years ago, and we established the Lens Foundation. We've got our 501c3, and it was to assist the police, to work alongside the police to help create, a better rapport, interaction with the community. That's a part of what we do, and the other part of what we do is about the police officers themselves.
Yeah.
So to let them feel that they have the community support, to let them know that we appreciate what they do and the sacrifices that they make, and we do that through award programs or possibly getting them tickets to events that they might not otherwise be able to get, and they could take their families to that. So that was part of our thought process. So Lens, at the same time, I found out later on that the mayor, Tecklenburg, and Chief Reynolds were working on a similar version of Lens, and it was going to be called the Charleston Police Support Fund.
Okay.
And but we were much more advanced as far as the paperwork and the process, and they were way behind. And at the same time, I think they heard our story and they liked it. Yeah. So effectively what they did have 25 board members from a cross section of the community.
Right, and like people that are very instrumental.
Oh yeah, no, they are, absolutely. Well, the mayor was calling in people and the chief was calling people. So it was great. So what we did effectively was move their board to the Lens Foundation, which prior to that only had myself and my daughter.
Right, yeah. You just gained like 30 board members that are all like the biggest people in Charleston. This is amazing.
That's right, yeah. So we redid the bylaws, and now this is really, our launch party is October 2nd, as you know, because you are singing at it. And so we're excited about that. So it's really the beginning of the process, although we have already participated in a few events with the police officers.
That's amazing. I mean, I think what you're doing is so special and so important.
Yeah, thanks.
Tell me a little bit about, the specifics of what you're doing. Like, I know that you have some ideas of events to work with children with the police officer. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure, I could use an example. I mean, we recently co-sponsored an event for kicking off Hispanic Heritage Month.
Great.
And on Johns Island, we have a big Hispanic community. So, and again, the idea is to get mostly the children a lot closer to the police and more accepting of them. Yeah. So we ran an event, and there were other charities there that provided services, but we partnered with a group that builds bicycles, and it's called Pedals for Peanuts.
Oh, cool.
And this plastic surgeon, doctor on Daniel Island, set this up years ago, and I think it's for like $60. He gets all the parts, and then the police officers put the bikes together, and then we have a giveaway. Yeah, it was absolutely, and you have to see the faces of these kids. But what we also did is we created this questionnaire, 3 questions, but each kid, in order to get into the drawing, had to talk to 3 different police officers that were there. Oh, cool. Ask them their name, their favorite color, favorite food.
Yeah, like humanize them a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's our goal, right? But it was amazing. There were some kids that just wouldn't go up to the police officers.
Really?
Yeah, but we helped them, and we got them there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to break down.
So I'm curious, why specifically did you feel inclined to support Charleston Playhouse?
It's such a different form of art that I think it's important for everybody to experience, quite frankly. I think there's so much you can take away from it, and I wish every kid could get that experience to do that. So coming to Charleston, which is now my new hometown, I thought it would be well worthwhile to support a professional, effort to bring a Broadway type performance down here. And I think hopefully a lot of the kids in the area will benefit from that. And maybe a family gets to bring their kids, which they would never otherwise have the opportunity to do. Yes. And maybe they pick up something that their passion develops.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, George, for being here with us. And for really just seeing what we're trying to do here very clearly. I appreciate it.
Well, good luck with everything.
And good luck with Lens.
Thanks.
We'll be here to support you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are here with Julia Walpole. co-founder and producer of Quiet Frame, a film and video production company that happens to work with Charleston Playhouse. Lucky us. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do and kind of how Quiet Frame came to be?
Yeah, so Quiet Frame, as you said, is a film and video production company. Our goal is to service the entirety of the East Coast. Our collaborators and my fellow co-founders, we all graduated from UNC School of the Arts together.
Great.
From their film program. And after collaborating with each other consistently for that many years, we all came to an agreement that we didn't want to have to move to LA or New York to achieve our filmmaking dreams and go to those film hubs, especially if we wanted to ever do anything above the line, development-wise. So we decided to not do that and to come back to my hometown of Charleston and start building up our own portfolio, writing our own scripts, and partnering with other local businesses to try and tell their stories, because we do believe we are storytellers at heart.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you said that, because obviously when we were looking for the company we were going to go with, I looked at a ton of websites and a ton of people, and I had a lot of people reach out to us. And one of the things that really stood out from you was the storytelling kind of vibe I got. It wasn't just, there was more depth to what I was seeing when it came to what you guys were producing. So yeah, I'm just so excited about, our collaboration and moving forward. Your work is fantastic. I've showed it to so many people, and I'm so excited. I'm excited about what you're going to do with this. They're the one creating this YouTube channel, so we're excited. But tell me a little bit more about why you chose to support Charleston Playhouse in general.
Experiencing art and experiencing story and experiencing character in all these different mediums is so valuable to all artists and all, patrons.
Humans.
Humans, yeah. Humans. It's what we do. That's what makes us human, is telling these stories. And so I think finding an opportunity where, one, maybe I'm behind the camera during the performance, but I get to watch the performance.
Yeah,
while we're
you do.
Really supporting the broader community that is in this town that I grew up in. Because I did the community theater, and it would be so great if I kept along that path, and then there was this opportunity for the people like me when I got to the age I am now. So it's cool to feel like you're helping build something that will outlive you. So
absolutely. I think about that all the time. It's like, this isn't about me, this is about what's going to happen long after I'm gone. This is going to be a part of Charleston's history. History is happening in Charleston, like they talk about in Hamilton. That was like our little thing.
I also think there's something to be said too about how theater and film as two mediums can come together, because film is one of those things where you set up the shot, you nail it perfectly, maybe you do a couple rehearsals, but as soon as you get the take, you move on and no one ever performs that scene again. It's just preserved. Whereas in theater, it's the same performance every night, finding new, things to be inspired in the script and in your character and in your set. And how did the two come together when, you're archiving a performance and cutting it together and maybe even creating a performance that wasn't on stage for the audience that night, but is found behind the camera after that evening passes, and just creating, something that lasts, but also creating something new, even though it is new on the stage every night.
And it's interesting too, because the time that we're in right now, with everything that's happened over the last couple of years, think about all of the Broadway shows that are now filmed on Broadway HD that people now have access to. It's becoming even more and more, melding together. So, listen, we are so excited to be working with you. We think what you guys are doing as a business, just starting off just like we are, is fantastic. We're so excited to support you and to show our audience what they can do, because let's be real, you guys, some of your businesses are gonna need some video too, let's be real. So thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it, and we're really excited to be working with Quiet Frame.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We are here with Janine McCabe, who is the chair of the Department of Theater and Dance at the College of Charleston. Welcome, Janine.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you today.
Excited to be here.
So I am the most excited about this interview because this is part of the very long-term, huge vision of Charleston Playhouse, is the partnership and the collaboration that we can have with the Department of Theater and Dance. being walking distance from an equity theater and having that, and you have a background in this too that we're going to talk about a little bit, so you get it, but we are so excited about what that's going to do for not only the community, but for the College of Charleston specifically and the Department of Theater and Dance. It's invaluable. So having this relationship and already starting this partnership that is going to grow into something so beautiful, it already is, but I'm so excited to just educate the community on what we're doing, what our plans are, and why you decided to support us. So can you tell us a little bit about, just in general, the Department of Theater and Dance at the College of Charleston? You know, just give us some information and let the community know who you are.
Sure, yes. We are the Department of Theater and Dance, so we have majors in both theater and dance, BA programs, and we have multiple concentrations in those as well. So we have students who are focused on design, on performance, on theater for youth, on performance and choreography. We're a really nice size department. We have 12 full-time faculty and 12 to 14 adjunct faculty working regularly with us.
Yeah.
We have 100 theater majors and 45 dance majors, plus minors in both areas.
Wow.
We do a full season of shows, musical theater, dance, plays, opera this year as well with the Department of Music.
Wow.
So yeah, we're very busy all the time between the classwork and the production season, and we're really dedicated to creating opportunities for the students to learn hands-on.
Yeah.
So our season is really important that way.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background specifically? I know you were a professional costume designer for a long time in New York, right?
Yes,
Tell
yeah,
us.
I worked in New York for a number of years after grad school, so I got to work on Broadway, off-Broadway, in opera, dance, musical theater, all of it.
Yeah.
So I learned so much working in New York, and many of the faculty here actually have spent time in New York.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think we all really value those experiences and being able to use that in our teaching.
So, you know, the first time that you and I met in that little coffee shop, when we were talking, it was so clear that you understood 100% what we were doing. Because, because you have worked on Broadway in New York, in equity theaters, in equity houses, it's a different experience, and it's something that you've already done. You know what it is, you know the value, you know why it's so important for Charleston to have. So when we had this conversation, it was like, bada bing, bada boom, bada boom. Like, there was just nonstop, like, what are all of these opportunities? How can we partner? How can we lift each other up, you know? And I think that right now, you know, something that I would like to tell you all about. We mentioned this in one of our other videos, but we are producing a Broadway cabaret series right now that is sponsored by the College of Charleston Department of Theater and Dance. And we are going to be doing it at the Chapel Theater downtown, which is a gorgeous little intimate space. It's literally the perfect cabaret space. I'm the most excited. But the great thing about it is that this partnership is going to allow the students of the musical theater program, we're going to set aside 15 seats just for them, at no charge for them to come see the show and then stay afterwards for a masterclass with the professional artist. So that could be a local professional, an equity member from around the country, or a Broadway performer who is going to share their story, and they're gonna have a Q&A session. They're gonna have some of the students sing for them to get feedback and constructive criticism, and just the most invaluable experience that I have had multiple times in my education that was a very helpful path to where I am today. We're so excited about this. You and I coming up with that was just like, we nailed it. We figured it out.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm so excited about the opportunities that's going to allow the students to meet all of these different performers and to hear from them and be able to perform themselves and get feedback. They always take feedback differently from the person that's not their professor. So
it's like when you don't listen to what your mom says, but you listen to what a friend says.
Yeah, the more people that they can meet and hear from and see, I think is just going to benefit them in so many ways.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity. I'm thrilled that we're doing it.
Yeah, me too. And even just the simple things like, how did you get to where you are? Like, what was your journey? Because everyone's is so different. And for them to see all of the different ways that you can get to success and what success means and how it can be different for everyone, And that was something that I was talking about earlier. you know, growing up in the theater industry, you're told that, oh, you're going to move to New York and be on Broadway, right? That's just what you have to do to be successful. But that's not necessarily everybody's path,
Right.
you know? So yeah, we're so excited. And there's so many things later on, you know, internship opportunities, the opportunity to gain points towards your equity card. I mean, the first time that we're going to be able to do that in Charleston, you know, when they're in their summer vacation, they can come audition and do a show, get paid a competitive weekly salary, and get points toward their card. So if they do want to go to New York, they don't have to go and necessarily wait on the line at 4 a.m. for 8 hours and then maybe not get seen in 0-degree weather. It's really fun. It's really
And
fun.
for us, this is fantastic because we're in the process of developing more of a program in musical theater.
Yeah.
We're not even sure how that's going to play out yet, but over the last several years, we've definitely seen growth in the interest in musical theater among our students, and so we've committed to doing a musical every year and smaller cabaret performances and showcases and things like that. So this will be additional ways for them to have those experiences while they're here.
Absolutely. And then also, you know, the other thing that goes along with that is when you have a professional opportunity blocks away, your program is inevitably going to grow because you're going to have musical theater students from all over the country looking for places to go to school and say, oh, they have an equity theater next door. I'm going to go there, you know? So, I mean, there's just endless opportunities for growth, and it's really a blessing that we're both so close to each other and that we really like each other. So there's that. So thank you so much for sitting with us today and
Thank
talking
you.
with us. And wait and see what we have in store for you. Here we go. Thank you, Janine.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Holly Slice and I'm the owner of Low Country Pianist and Company and South Carolina Music Lessons, and I'm a proud sponsor of Charleston Playhouse. I appreciate Charleston Playhouse giving me the opportunity to introduce myself to you and share a little bit about what we do in the community. At Low Country Pianist and Company, we provide live music services. I'm honored to work alongside a great team of over 30 musicians, and we provide music for weddings, special events, and we serve about 15 retirement communities for happy hours, dinner events, and finally we accompany choirs, both in the school system and community choirs as well. You can learn more about us at lowcountrypianist.com. I also work with an incredible team at South Carolina Music Lessons, and we provide instruction both virtually and in person on a wide variety of instruments. We currently serve over 100 students just in the Low Country area, and will be expanding to the rest of the state very soon. You can learn about us at scmusiclessons.com. I am so honored, as I said previously, to be able to support Charleston Playhouse. I just really respect the professionalism that they bring to the table, and I'm so excited for this new opportunity for Charleston and the surrounding areas to be exposed to the fine arts, to Broadway musicals that are done with excellence in mind, and where the performers themselves are treated in a way that allows them to make a living doing what they love, and I am just thrilled that we get to support them. So keep an eye on Charleston Playhouse and what's coming up next. I know bright things are ahead, and I'm glad that we get to be a part of it.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate your support. Please give us a thumbs up, a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel to learn more about Charleston Playhouse.